On the other hand, Brew,
I'm stuck with
Dodger,
that pick.
and Wilds is left the Yankees
Wilds is
mid-game
flip-flopping all over the place.
Dodgers used 4 pitchers to patch together a bullpen game that gave up 11 earned runs to the Yankees and may have pulled the team out of their collective slump. Here's Dave Roberts on the bullpen game. Take a listen.
I don't think anyone expected those guys to lay down, and we had some at-bats that I thought could have been better, but we knew it was a bullpen game, and you know, as far as outcomes, to have 6 guys in your pen that are feeling good, rested, I feel good about that, and being up 3-1. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a chance the Dodgers bullpen game woke up the Yankees bats?
100%. I don't think it's a chance. I think it did. I think we saw it wake them up. I don't even like. So we can show you the numbers, games 1 through 3 versus last night, and they're stark. More runs than the first 3 games combined, more extra base hits than the first 3 games combined, as many home runs. The strikeouts a game, is 40% of what it was in the first 3 games. There's better at bats. It was, more power, all of it. And before the series, when we were talking about the game on Friday, but the day Wilds made the amazing Freddie Freeman prediction, I said I thought the Dodgers had to win games 1 and 2 because I didn't think the Yankees were going to lose in this ballpark. Now, obviously, they lost game 3 in this ballpark. But from talking to everyone in the stadium, they said, man, the electricity in this building and then the Freddie Freeman home run in the first inning in game 3 killed all of it. That didn't happen last night. I think because fans were...
I thought initially, but they came back and overrode it.
Well, and because they scored immediately 1 run in the next inning or the bottom of that inning, and the fans were still there. The short porch combined with the intensity of the crowd, all of it, I just think gave the Yankees real life. And you look, what are you quizzical about, Brew?
Because, what was it, 7 months ago, we heard this exact same stuff in basketball language. Like I said earlier, when the Dallas Mavericks won Game 4 after going down 3-0 to the Celtics, it was the same exact stuff.
None of the same
tone, everything was the same. Dallas is about to come back and do this, and Nick saying the same thing about the Yankees. Look, it was a great night again for the Yankees, but did it wake up the bats? I'm not sure, because the guys, I know everybody got hits, right? But the guys that had the multi-hits games, the heroes, Volpe, Austin Wells had 2 hits. They're not going to carry you, I don't believe, throughout this whole series.
But the bottom of the order getting going is important.
Judge had a base hit, which was a strong single to left field, but I don't know that that woke him up. And remember, this wasn't just a bullpen game for the Dodgers. It was a JV bullpen game for the Dodgers. They got 6 strong arms in that bullpen that they didn't even use, that they will use tonight.
But so 9th inning of game 3, Verdugo hits that home run so they don't get shut out. Then yesterday, Volpe and Wells hit home runs. So your 7, 8, 9, all in the last 10 innings of baseball have hit bombs. So they're feeling good. Glaber's been good the whole postseason. Soto's been good the whole postseason. Judge has obviously struggled. Stan's been a monster.
Stan didn't have a hit last night.
But Stan didn't have a hit last night.
He's been fine.
So that is now, guys, 7 batters in a row, essentially. Your 7-hitter through your 4-hitter over the course of the rotation, who are feeling really good going into tonight. Even though Judge didn't have a great game, it was his best game in a while. So I agree with you that they did it against substandard pitching. But from everything we've talked about the slumping and about getting in your own head and about how much of this is psychological, I don't know how much it matters that they did it against substandard pitching. It's guys feeling good about where they are, and everybody ate last night, except for Stanton, who's the one guy who I'm least worried about his mentality, because he's been Ruthian.
I don't want to do too much like psychoanalysis of just, post-game pressers.
Why not?
But Dave Roberts doesn't seem worried one iota. Like, this was the plan. We're going to try a bullpen game. If we're in it, maybe we'll try a little harder. If I sense it's going the other way, we're not. We'll take our foot off the gas. We'll let you guys hit a few home runs, and we'll,
if Dave Roberts were terrified, do you think he would show it?
I don't know how good of an actor he is.
Look, I'm with you, Wilds, but here's the thing. Bottom line, it better work. Because this will all come back to haunt Dave Roberts, and people will be incredibly critical of him if the Yankees do make history and win this thing.
I mean,
all that cool, calm, collected stuff, which I think he really is, will look bad if they don't win this.
Again, I think they are. I think you're right in that. Just like I don't think the Celtics Brew is recreating history here, but that's
Wilds
fine.
was here for
it's
it.
fine.
You know that.
I don't think the Celtics were concerned after they lost Game 4. I think a lot of teams in sports up 3-0 expect to lose Game 4 to a degree. You know what I mean? And I understand
look, and it is human nature,
human
too.
nature,
I don't
you
care
let up.
what you tell yourself.
All of it.
It's definitely human nature to let up.
But the reason baseball is different than the other ones is because now it's very rare a team is down 3-1 in a series and then a significant favorite in Game 5 out of nowhere. But it happens all the time in baseball because it's about who's on the mound.
Yeah.
And so all of that cool, calm, collected, all of it totally changes if the Yankees win tonight. And again, I'm not criticizing Dave Roberts for the approach last night. I think it's a little overwrought, this idea that he gave the game away. It was they were ahead, that they were never behind by more than 2 runs until that 8th inning explosion. Once the 8th inning explosion happens, at that point, I think it is smart to not. But you don't want to be down 4 in the 8th.
But even before that, he was clear. Like, it didn't make sense to go with some of our better relievers. Like, he was staunch about,
but they were
like
surviving.
you said, they weren't out of the game.
No.
And he could have put in stronger relievers and said, let's go for it now and end this thing.
But don't you think they would have done that if they were ahead? Is my point. If Volpe doesn't, if instead of being down 5-3 or was it 6-4, whatever it is, they're up, then they do that. But they weren't. And so I think if they were up late, they would have said, let's end it right now. But because it didn't matter how many runs they gave up unless the offense got going to a higher level, I think what Dave Roberts did was fine. I just think that the Yankees are in a different position than most teams down 3-1 in this spot because of who they have on the mound tonight.
We've got Alex Rodriguez coming up, and I wonder, because he was big on the intangible sparks, those types of things that the Yankees needed, that if this was a mistake, that this was the spark that the Yankees needed. And now, will this be a fire sort of moving forward? That's what we're going to ask A-Rod. He's going to come up. He's going to come up shortly.
Okay.
Right now, who's taking batting practice? Because everyone stopped paying attention
no
to
one's,
us.
No
Our
one's taking
bosses
batting
were
practice.
just like, you know what? Only 3 teams had ever won Game 4, and no team had ever won Game 5. I mean, what do you want me to do with that? Spit in the face of historical facts. Which means history could be made tonight. And if that happens, watch out. Here's A-Rod. Take a listen.
Tonight, Kevin, is an annoyance for the LA Dodgers. The pressure begins if they get on that plane without the commissioner's trophy. And at that point, if it gets there, look out.
What's your question? You can ask me.
Must win?
For the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Kind of. So here, listen.
I'm shocked by that.
So listen,
I thought you were sure must win.
Well, no, because I am fully confident the Yankees are winning tonight, but I don't think that means the series is over because now they have to go to LA and the Dodgers have their starters and you don't have Garrett Cole again. What I do think is that there is a real, as much as you can be facing elimination in the World Series where this can be true, house money feel if the Yankees win tonight.
Yeah.
And it's not, you said it earlier, only 3 teams have ever done what the Yankees did, 4 now, forced a Game 5 after being down 3-0 in the World Series. And it was, we can show it who they were. It was, Brew covered, I think, the Giants on this one, but it was 55 years ago was the most recent one, and they're mostly blowouts. And so there is no real precedent for it. And what Brew, I think, is conflating of where thinking that I was believing the Mavericks were going to come back against the Celtics. What is true is I did think the Lakers had a real chance to come back against the Nuggets when those games came down.
3-0?
Yeah, they did win a Game 4 and then they lost Game 5 because those games ended so on buzzer beaters and the last shots, and it felt like the series was closer than it was. But what the Nuggets had going for them in that situation was they were the defending champs. They felt like they were clearly the better team. They had the Lakers' number. What the Dodgers have going against them if they lose tonight is the burden of history and the burden of, man, how many times are we going to be the best team in baseball over the course of 162, not a shortened season, and walk away without the trophy. So Dave Roberts got there in 2016. 2017, 104 wins. They lose Game 7 of the World Series to the other team of the era, Houston. Okay, and Houston might have had a little chicanery there. Then the next year, they go to the World Series again. I think they were better than your Red Sox. Doesn't matter. The Red Sox 1-5. The next year, 106 wins. Don't get to the NLCS. The next year's the pandemic year. They win the championship. You can't take it away, but as you mentioned, people look at it differently. 2021, 106 wins. They don't make it to the World Series. And the last 2 years,